And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
The weekly feels good.
Yeah, it does feel good to do weekly.
Yeah, I like it.
We hope you like.
Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, starting off strong. Okay. Hey, Jarron, your hair's getting longer. Now that we're going week to week,
Shut
I
up,
actually
James.
okay.
Well, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about gadget tech and video games.
Yeah, Jarron's hair sometimes.
We're now a weekly podcast.
Wait. You were complimenting my hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's-
Go ahead.
No.
No, he changed it once you were a jerk to him.
Yeah, then he uncomplimented.
Mhm.
Yep.
So thanks for joining us today, and we're gonna go ahead and introduce the panel now. Owen.
Hey there, my name's Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. Yep, that's about it.
All right, Jarron.
Hi, this is Jarron. I am Jarron. You can find me on Twitter at Jarron. And that is it.
All right, James.
James, you can find me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD. You can also catch me on any device.
How?
We also have a what?
How?
What?
How can they catch on any device?
Well, if they have my phone number, they can text me.
What is it?
If you one way that you can get in touch with us is go check out our website, gadgetspot.net.
Boom.
What if they have a T9,
I don't know. Is that a tax
like
thing?
like a T9 slider phone?
Yeah.
How can they get a hold of you then?
Where one is ABC,
Yeah.
two is DEF.
I know I just blew half of the audience's mind that T9 texting.
There's not a touch screen?
We also have a host. He's our touchscreen. His name is Tony.
At Quad T Tony on Twitter. Stop poking me. And here on the Gadget Spot or on the Geek Show podcast.
You guys do Geek Show Weekly too.
Darn right. That show's been weekly ever since its podcast inception.
Well, what year did that podcast start?
Like 10 years ago, man.
Oh, jeez.
It's been a while. All right, we got some Patreon backers that we got to thank because they are the best.
What is Patreon anyway?
Hey, I can answer that now.
Do it.
I've done copious amounts of research on Patreon and what it is
Okay.
in an attempt to solidify my confidence. And it's basically a place where you can have sound effects.
Is that Inception?
Oh,
He said Inception.
earlier.
So instead of looking up the Patreon list,
No, I got it.
he was looking up the Inception.
It's all good.
Wait. Also,
Digital tip jar.
Oh,
There you go.
Digital tip jar.
where can you find us? If you want to donate to the show, where can you find our
So
Patreon?
you go to Patreon and then put a slash, or you can search for us on Patreon by just
The Gadget
the
Spot.
Gadget Spot,
Or Gadget
or
Spot.
you can go to Patreon
Gadget Spot.
Yep. Nice.
So if you donate $6 or above, we read your name on the show and we hold you in our hearts in that very special place. So big shout out to AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, and Aaron Young. You guys are awesome. Thank you to Josh Sidaway, Splinter.
Oh, from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles Sensei.
Wait. Before we... Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Hollow Knight, Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton. Even though he hates the Magic Mouse, Jarron is Ichiban Apple fanboy.
Oh,
I don't want to read that every week.
No, too
Well.
bad. He's paying the $6. You got to read it.
you can get Jarron to say whatever you want for $6.
Oh no, he's right. Ryan McQueen, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Conrad Southworth, and our beloved Austin Beauregard.
Whoa.
Beauregard, dude. It's
There
like, at this
it
point, it's like a tick.
I
can't help it.
I'm gonna officially file a complaint about our website to you.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear
It
it.
misquotes me.
Oh, I don't care.
Come for the gadget tech and game news. Stay for laughs, sarcasm, and Jarron's wit.
That's great.
And
We
then
had to
it says-
make-
and then my name is plagiarized, like right underneath.
So you didn't say
like
that.
Owen.
No, you totally did.
I don't think I ever said that.
No,
No,
I remember.
Does
you
it
did.
have your last name? Does it have your last name on there? It just says Owen, right?
You just said Owen.
Yeah, it's not you that said
No.
it.
Oh, it's a different
See-
one?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not plagiarism unless I actually say your last name.
So you set me up for the next one though, for my joke.
It's great.
Yeah,
That's not witty.
exactly. It's a joke.
Nobody's
go
going to
into-
stay around
it-
for Jarron's wit if it's not witty.
Did you go into our website and change that?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I literally remember the time when Owen did that. And then I said, it's great, because I was trying to think of something great to do after what Owen said.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe
so
I did say that.
We have
So do we have some emails?
yes, we
All
do.
right, let's move on to some emails.
we got one from Daniel Morrill.
This is like a train wreck of a start for some
Can I
reason.
you want to make it more of a train wreck? Can I read it?
Yes, I do
All right,
want to hear you.
I need your
No.
iPad.
Nope, I'm reading.
I'll trade you.
Hello,
iPad.
guys. Let me begin by saying I am stoked to have you guys go weekly. Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
None of your
that's awesome.
business.
I love the show. What?
Keep going.
I love the show and actually have used some of your thoughts to make some money in the stock market, AMD and Nvidia.
Oh, see, this is what I've been thinking about doing too, because I'm just like,
But we always say that don't pay attention to our financial advice.
But
oh
he
yeah,
did.
definitely
He
not.
did as a
And you made money.
yeah.
Well, think about this. I was thinking about this the other day. We follow gadget and tech news like religiously, right? Mm-hmm. And so, wouldn't it behoove us to invest in the companies that we know that are going to bring out cool stuff?
No, because sometimes technology sucks.
That is the gamble. It is true.
Yep.
That's why part of why I haven't done anything, and the other part of why I haven't done anything is because I'm lazy.
That's also why I don't believe in science.
I think that I'll just rely on cryptocurrency. That's
Oh,
what I'll just-
yeah,
I'll
that's a
just
good plan.
I'll
there.
just keep doing that in a failing market.
You got a great game plan.
I love how you just vocal burned, limped right into that conversation.
All right, so what else does he have to say besides he made some good financial decisions, maybe loosely based on our reporting?
Are you playing with the sound effects again right now? I literally just
I'm
heard
not.
a fart. Oh, okay.
No,
never mind.
I'm not. I do not have a soundboard on my iPad. Anyway, he says, that being said, my wife's company developed a new video game for the Oculus, and I wanted to get your thoughts on the trailer.
My wife.
Keep up the good work. So I saw the trailer. It looks like a really fun game. It's like a sword fighting type game, but it's really stylized.
Nice.
Kind of like...
Is that the one we were looking at?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that looked pretty cool.
A lot of neon colors and like a fantasy type world. It's called Until You Fall. Comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
we should link to it in our show notes.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So check it out. It comes out on August 20. It's August 27th. There we go.
Man, that's next week.
Yep. For the Vive and
Coming
Oculus.
out quick.
It's a
Cool.
good thing that we're weekly now, or else you would have missed this.
Yeah.
Finger guns.
No, because we would have.
They don't know this.
Well, congrats to your wife, man, because it's a huge deal to ship a finished product, especially a game. That's a lot of work put into that kind of stuff.
Yes, it is.
So good job.
If you need any voice acting, we totally lend our talents.
I guess if you want some mediocre voice acting,
I would like to read for the part of the dude who can't read.
nailed it. All right, what was his name?
Daniel Morrill.
Thanks, Daniel Moral.
Moral.
Meryl?
Not to be confused with moral. Like the moral of the story. This
Yeah.
is moral.
Cool.
Morel.
Moral.
Do we have any more emails or
We do, but we'll save them for next time.
next episode? All right. Thanks for writing in. Very cool. So that puts us into the part of the show where we talk about
The things that we want to talk about.
Tech-
This is
it's
great
called news.
radio.
Tech news.
Tech news.
All right. First thing we need to lead off with, it'll only take a second because Jarron and I both found the same. I don't know if it was the same exact article.
No,
Let's
it is.
see. Oh, we both posted the article from The Verge about the new Alienware 55-inch OLED computer monitor. It was supposed to be, they teased it at E3 in June, and it looked like it was going to be the ultimate
It looked so cool.
gaming monitor. OLED,
120 hertz.
55-inch, 120 hertz, FreeSync, and that's kind of all they did, and they showed a picture of it. They didn't
Does
let
it come
anyone
with a
play
remote?
with it. Yeah, it does come with a remote. They didn't let anyone really play with it or anything like it. They just kind of showed it behind glass.
$4,000.
$4,000.
So one would think this has everything you need.
Yeah, because for $4,000 you can buy 2 high-end LG OLEDs.
Right now, that high-end Apple computer is $5,000 plus the neck that brings it up to $6,000. How does this
the monitor?
compare to the Apple?
And as you could probably tell, there's a big chink in the armor here.
There's several chinks.
Many.
First-
Mainly the inputs.
First off, it doesn't support G-Sync, which if I'm paying $4,000 for
You
a
want the
monitor,
that's the better
I
one,
want
right?
G-Sync or FreeSync. I want both.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't think any G-Sync monitors come with FreeSync, though.
I don't care. They should be able to for $4,000.
And if they do, you should call them G
That
FreeSync.
that I can almost forgive if it included HDR and DisplayPort 1.4 at least.
No HDR.
No HDR.
For a $4,000 OLED, no HDR.
no HDMI 2.1, even though the new LG OLEDs have it.
Yeah, it's already on the market in some models.
DisplayPort 1.2.
1.2 is
It's
old.
Couldn't you buy
years old.
Couldn't you buy a TV that has better specs
Yeah.
and then use that as a monitor?
That's what we're saying.
And so
it
even
is.
though it has 120 hertz, you can't take advantage of it because none of their inputs support that.
Yeah, it's absurd.
You would never get that with DisplayPort 1.2.
You can't get that with the 1.2. You can't get 4K 120 with HDMI 2.0. So they totally gimped it by putting in these old video inputs.
So why would somebody buy this?
There's
Put me in the-
absolutely no reason to buy this.
Oh.
This
Boo.
this went from being number one on our radar for looking like an awesome gaming monitor. We knew it was going to be expensive, but I don't think I was thinking 4,000. I was thinking like 3,000.
Yeah, this is trash.
And then it went from being like number one, number two top spot to garbage.
You
Complete
can't,
garbage.
unusable.
It is.
almost. I mean,
it is absolutely
for the cost.
Even not for the cost. It's
is there
pointless.
any aspect of it that's redeemable?
No.
For that price?
Absolutely
Anything at all?
not.
Does
Not
it have a
single
screen
thing.
that invents a longer lasting battery or
Now,
something?
this is
Nope.
Alienware. This is owned by Dell. Is that who owns
Correct.
Alienware?
Yep.
So yeah, not super surprised.
Does
with
it have any
those
kind of like
intelligence
backlight
there.
color display panels that
No,
just
it's a-
open up
it's
that I
OLED.
can't see?
It's OLED, so it's just
Does it have a giant like DVD player in the back?
no. There's nothing. There is nothing
No IR blaster. in it.
special about it that should make it.
It has a remote.
Wait. So I'm reading another article from Anantech. They're saying it has DisplayPort 1.4.
Okay, so if it has 1.4, then you can push 4K 120.
Yeah, so that kind of made it a little bit better, but
so
still.
if The Verge is wrong on their reporting, they need to fix that.
Can I get a better option than this then? We can't just be tossing out problems. We gotta toss out solutions. What's a great monitor in that price range?
55
So
inch in
it-
that same price range.
It's looking like it's Dell's fault because Anantech in their article originally says 1.2, then they cross it out, and then they put 1.4.
So wait, are they walking back on HDR support as well?
So it says, update, Dell's gotten back to us, blah, blah, blah. The monitor comes with DisplayPort 1.4 rather than 1.2.
Okay, that's usable at 4K 120.
Yeah, so still, it doesn't look like there's HDR, though. So at least you can do 120 at 4K.
Okay, that's a little bit better, but you'd think $4,000 OLED monitor, you'd get HDR.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's still crazy. So it's still not even nearly close to worth the money, if you ask me.
My favorite thing to do with these articles that are very, very disappointing is go down to the comments and see what people have to say.
Just tear it apart.
The first thing is no HDR is a joke, especially on the same OLED panel as TVs. It doesn't require the same advanced local dimming algorithms like G-Sync LCD FOLD.
It's true.
What's FALD?
Full array local dimming.
Yeah, full array local dimming.
How do I know? Neat. Now I guess I know. I know this now. I was going to ask how on earth would I know, but now I know.
Now you know.
Now I know. Acronyms.
All right. So, yeah, that was one of the most disappointing things we've seen at Gamescom so far. Gamescom is going on right now, by the way, for the next couple days in Germany, Cologne, Germany.
How is this different than PAX West?
It's very similar, but it's in Germany, and it's not put on by PAX. It's its own thing, but it's basically, if I remember correctly, it's Europe's largest video game conference.
Now, give me a monitor that is worth it. Like, who has a great gaming monitor that's out right now?
I think
the one
best-
Jarron has is pretty great.
I like mine. It cost around $1,000. It's 4K 144 HDR, but it doesn't have full array local dimming, so the contrast isn't the greatest.
What does full
If you
array
pay-
local dimming mean?
So
where it has tons of white LEDs on the back to produce the light that pushes through the panel, so your panel lights up. So it has a grid of that they can dim areas.
So if it's up against a wall, it'll project the color?
No,
so
What? When you said it's on the back,
inside.
So
on the back.
normally,
what if I can't see in the casing?
let me talk.
Okay.
Let the adults
All right.
talk.
Okay, go.
So normally the LEDs are in the side of the TV, and they shine up, illuminating the display from the sides. But with full array local dimming, the LEDs are behind the pixels, and they could turn on and off depending on if the scene is light or dark. So the dark scenes, the LEDs can be
Completely
dimmer
shut
or
off.
completely off.
So you get a black
Yeah.
instead of like a gray.
But there's not
Interesting.
there's not an LED per pixel. It's for a zone. So the more LEDs you have behind the display, the less blooming you will have and such.
Cool.
But probably the best monitor out there right now is the Acer Predator X27. That one does have full array local dimming, and it costs like $2,000.
Yeah, it's
So it's like half the price and it's better?
No,
yeah.
twice the price.
No,
and it's better.
than the Alienware, half the price.
Oh yeah.
So it's
It's a lot
but
smaller though. It's 27 inches.
Yeah, 27 inches versus
Yeah, but
55.
how far away do you sit from your monitor?
See, that's a personal preference. So just depends on the person.
That's not too far away. Cool.
So yeah, there's a lot better options out there still, if you ask me. But
The perfect monitor has yet to come out.
agreed. Let's see. So at Gamescom, we have quite a few announcements that happened today. One that happened next to Gamescom but wasn't at Gamescom was Sony announced they're buying Insomniac, which is interesting.
So they're the studio behind Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox, and the recent Spider-Man.
Fantastic game, by the way.
Yeah.
I had thought that Sony already owned Insomniac at some point, but I apparently I'm mistaken, and
I guarantee they just had a co-marketing push on that. Did you see what they did to the Sony building when that Spider-Man game came out? They put up the big spider web and the big old logo up
I
front.
bet that looks cool.
Freaking rad.
Yeah.
That's a response to what Microsoft is doing. They're buying a buttload of studios right now, and so I think Sony feels like they need to keep those exclusives coming.
Do you feel like that's good or
definitely.
bad for the gaming market?
I think it's neither.
Yeah, it's something.
It's just another tool that they have.
Who currently owns Lionhead Studios?
Microsoft,
Ah, balls.
unless they let them go.
They pretty much shut down. They canceled all their projects.
Yeah.
So
I think they still technically own the name, but I don't know if there's any devs that work
Why
there
would you
anymore.
buy a studio and then shut down all the games that they're working on?
Because they didn't like what they were working on, I guess.
you've never been an executive before.
Is it just to own the library?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes just the rights
Yeah, they just want the rights to the games.
or an
And
engine
maybe
or
they'll-
whatever parts, like part it out.
Yep. And maybe they'll do something with it later on. But
I don't know if game like consolidation of stuff like under one big umbrella is such a good thing all the time because it can you get better production because they can pump a lot of money into the production, but sometimes it stifles the creativity and just mass produce. Then they have deadlines and stuff set by the corporate that they have instead of a good story or a good game, you get
like
a
you
product.
said, it's a double-edged sword because there's that aspect of it, but the other aspect of it is being owned by a big corporation means that you'll always have money available
True.
to keep your products going
within their budget.
their budget, right? But there's games like God of War from Santa Monica Studios. I don't think they could have made that game without having being owned. What are you watching over there? Is that me? What am I watching?
I think you have an audiobook that's playing.
my phone turned on in my pocket.
I like how you blame me first.
It sounded like the sound was
You've done
coming
it.
from that direction.
You've done it multiple times, Jarron, to be fair.
I mean, you kind of blasted the Inception noise out of nowhere
It was
earlier,
topical.
too. So anyway, I don't think that Santa Monica Studios would have been able to make God of War without being owned by Sony and having continual funding from Sony, because that development on that game was, I think, 5 years long.
Oh, but it was so good.
Oh, it was worth it, 100%. But if you watch the documentary that they released about it, which is very, very interesting,
Yes,
I
it
highly
is.
recommend it. You would see that there was definitely time where, if it had been an independent studio, I think they would have just been like, "Well, guys,
Had to fold and push out a product that's not done to.
we got nowhere to go. We got to push it out now, or we just have nowhere to go and it's not done enough to even push it out."
Yeah, that documentary is excellent. If you were ever curious about how games are made in modern day,
Yeah, it's really good.
It's on YouTube. It's free. It's called Raising Kratos, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but give that a watch. It's
You
good.
played God of War, haven't you?
Yeah, I beat it.
All of them?
One of the few. No, just this recent one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never played any of the other ones either. I started with that one. And,
Really?
Oh man, so good. Let's see. Another game-related news. CD Projekt Red was finally allowing people to play Witcher 3 on the Switch at Gamescom this year. And there's two links we have in here to it. One is impressions from an IGN reporter that got to play it, and then the other one is from Digital Foundry. So very interesting. They both basically had all good things to say about it.
I would assume that it's going to look something similar to what? Oh shoot!
Doom,
No,
Wolfenstein,
no,
Sour Patch Kids.
Zelda?
no. Oh my gosh! Come on, James. The Elder Scrolls game.
Oh,
No,
No, not
Elder Scrolls
really.
is actually pretty sharp because it's an older game.
yeah.
So is it going to look better than Elder Scrolls Skyrim?
Better in some aspects, worse in others, I think.
It'll be blurrier, but it'll look better in every other regard.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think that people are going to buy it on Switch because of the graphics. They're buying it because they know the portability's there, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of what they talk about as well in the Digital Foundry video that we linked to.
Well, as long as like the vision of the game is coming across on the Switch and the performance is good.
They don't take anything out of the game, do they?
No, that's the thing
Yeah.
that's blowing these guys away that have been able to play it in the last couple days is it is the full experience of The Witcher 3.
Full fat experience.
The full fat experience, as Richard
get
Ledbetter
anything
likes
else?
to say.
With the touchscreen and stuff? Like when you're playing
They didn't talk about any.
Gwent or whatever that...
They didn't talk about any touchscreen, usage or whatever. But it's all the expansions and everything from The Witcher 3. It's the full experience, just in your pocket.
Yeah, it says
downsized quite a bit
handheld
graphically.
mode, it goes...
It goes anywhere,
540p?
anywhere from 540p to 720p. It changes dynamically based on what's on the screen and stuff like that. But they said basically, if you want to play Witcher 3 on the go, you can, and it runs so far. They said it runs pretty dang good.
I'm going to assume $60 at launch.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
When
60
does it
bucks
come
for
out?
sure.
I hate that.
They actually gave it a release date, October 15th. So
You can find it for $15 in any
because
platform when it
because
goes on sale.
But
Right.
it's not portable.
exactly, because it
Unless
came
you
out
have
on
a
those platforms years ago.
Unless you have a fat battery pack and a screen. Not that $4,000 screen, though.
I want that new Switch. So, game.
You want the new Switch?
What's the game?
GameStop?
GameStop has a deal right now where if you trade in your current Switch, you get an extra $25. So you can trade in your current Switch for $225.
They should pay you for that trade.
Apply it to the new Switch, so you can upgrade to the new Switch for $75. It's pretty tempting.
They should pay you $75.
But you're only getting a better battery.
And I heard a few people reporting that Nintendo was doing a hardware like a swap, but then they said Nintendo came out and said we're not doing.
So
an
I've
upgrade."
heard both stories on that one, that they are and that they aren't. But that one was basically supposedly if you bought a Switch after like July 27th or something like that, you could work with Nintendo and pay the shipping to ship yours back to them, and they'd ship you a new one. But that's still not confirmed, so
Right.
we're not really reporting.
backing that.
Yeah, we're not backing that. Let's see. Also, Metro Last Exodus, the first bit of story DLC, is actually coming out today.
You gonna buy that?
As I already did.
Oh,
For real?
Okay.
Yeah,
Already?
I love
Oh,
I
awesome.
love that Metro game. And I
What
I
kind
found
of game is it anyway?
the Metro first person shooter
Is it?
Metro Exodus.
Oh.
Is it Last Exodus or just Exodus?
Metro Exodus.
Oh, I put Last Exodus. Yeah, Metro Exodus.
Post-apocalyptic.
It's
assuming.
because Last Light was the second one, I think. Anyway, yeah, post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear war Russia. Very, very interesting game. Gorgeous game too.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of fun to play. So
They
if
were
you-
the first game to have global ray tracing.
What
Yeah, that's it.
And you're
Global-
playing it on the PC.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, launching today the Two Kernels, which is a story-based DLC, one of two that they've promised, and I'm excited for it. I'm gonna give that a shot.
Cool.
On the Epic Game Store.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about, I don't remember what studio, but there was a smaller studio that Epic said, hey, we'll pay for you if you go exclusive with us at
Oh,
launch.
there's a lot of.
Isn't that nuts? And then they had like some pretty bad backlash from the community.
Yeah, but there's been studios as well that have come out and said if we hadn't have taken the deal, we wouldn't
Then we
have
wouldn't
enough
have had a
money.
game.
Yeah, wouldn't
Yeah.
have enough money to finish the game. So it's
But like, it's just it's a different launcher. Who cares?
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, here's
eventually
and
there's
actually
gonna-
I
there's
have
gonna-
this on the notes to talk about the Epic launcher.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
cool. Yeah,
keep,
let's talk
keep
about
going.
It. Oh, well, I was gonna say after a while, isn't there gonna be like an Apple TV of launchers to where there's like one launcher that you just put all your codes in?
It's called Windows.
Yeah, right. It's the
Well, no,
Windows
but
You
like-
OS.
just create a start menu shortcut for all your games, and you don't care which launcher it opens.
Oh, see, there you go. Bada bing,
Yeah.
bada boom.
already do it. Yeah. So anyway, I think people are being really harsh on Epic Game Store for basically no
Well,
justifiable reason.
They had one good reason, which is no longer a reason. It didn't have cloud saves, but
Oh, yeah.
it does now. So
And the other thing about the Epic Game Store is they're giving out tons of free games.
Yeah.
And it's not even just like free until you like uninstall the launcher.
They're
or
good
something.
games.
They are 100%
Yeah.
yours to keep. This, and it's every week, new games every week.
I got like Abduction, I got Rhyme, Alan Wake, a lot of really good games.
This week alone is
Axiom Verge.
Hyper Light Drifter and Mutant Eden or something like that. Anyway, that one is relatively new. I'm gonna check right now. The Mutant one, after I find it, I'll show you. But Hyper Light Drifter came out I think 2 years ago, but it's got super good scores. Like a lot of people really like it not only critically, but also just like your average player. Let's see. Yeah, Mutant Road to Eden. And that one just barely came out, I swear, like 6 months ago. So anyway, next week is Fez, which that's an old game, but it's really good.
I still got to play that game. And the only thing I really know about Fez is that the owner of that game just rage quit.
Yeah. He's like,
It
I'm
was
done.
awesome. I'm done.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I'm taking my games. Don't change my games.
So yeah, I don't understand how this hate continues for Epic Game Store, honestly, but whatever.
Haters gonna hate.
That's exactly what it is. And then more game news. I didn't read this one very close. So Jarron, tell us about the Google Stadia announcement.
Oh yeah,
They had another press conference.
Please
right?
be something good.
They had their Gamescom announcement today, and they announced a lot of new games. But they're games that if they didn't announce, you would wonder how are they even in this market.
Dang it.
So they're not exclusives. They're just run of the mill. Well, not run of the mill, but they're the games you'd expect them to have already.
They're the AAA games coming out around the time or after Stadia launches.
So we already knew they'll have Destiny 2 and Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood, but they announced Cyberpunk 2077. Let's see what else.
Now-
Farming Simulator 19.
Oh, gotta have that.
Baldur's Gate 3.
They already talked about that one.
Orcs Must Die 3.
That's a new one, and that's exclusive.
Is it?
Orcs Must Die is, I believe, an exclusive.
Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. They do have an exclusive. And then just like Tomb Raiders, the old Tomb Raiders, Final Fantasy 15, just a bunch of stuff that aren't that impressive. Darksiders Genesis.
I think I'm gonna cancel mine.
You don't know how. You have to keep it so that someone can review it. I already
right.
canceled mine.
All right, cool.
Although I kind
My
of
question is so like with Farming Simulator, I can't just download it to the system. It has to be 100% streamed online.
No, that's the whole point of Stadia. It's
Yeah.
always streamed.
Have they addressed the data cap issue yet?
No, they're not going to
No.
address that. They're just going to slide it under the rug.
yeah.
Like the first day you play, you're at internet for the rest of the month.
One of the executives said something to the effect of, "We trust the ISPs to
Screw you over.
That's saying I trust Gadget Pie.
whenever new formats of video have come out, the ISPs have stepped up and delivered or something like that." So yeah.
No,
What a
not when
load.
there's a profit to be made.
Exactly.
Even though I kind of hate the idea of exclusives, they kind of need an exclusive to make people want to buy this.
Oh, they definitely need an exclusive
yeah.
because otherwise, who's going to buy it? Like your people that just want a once in a while gaming experience and they don't want to invest money into a console or a PC. But I don't think those people will want to invest any money in it anyway. You know what I mean? Like they're already not on board paying a couple $100 for a console every 7 years. So why are they going to be on board paying $15 a month?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they probably won't have a very good internet connection too.
It's probably just a bunch of people that don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, like you.
Shut
Maybe
up.
it's just for a bunch of. Maybe it's just for like vacation rentals. You know, people that don't want to have their console walked off. With and-
Maybe, yeah.
and
That,
they,
But
you know.
then you have to pay. Oh, so the Airbnb host would pay for the game.
Yeah, or like VRBO, whoever. Like
That's interesting.
They pay for an account. You get to play as an experience on your vacation when it rains.
but everything's applied to their account, though. So your saves and everything would be
True.
on their account.
True, you would just play it for the play. I mean, you're vacationing. You're not there permanently, so
That's
it'd just
true.
be a fun.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, I could see that. All right. Let's see. Also, game news: CryEngine VR and Tesla Suit. What's this all about, O-Dog?
So there's a haptic suit. Have you followed Tesla Suit at all? The full haptic suit.
No.
It can do pressure. It can like simulate rain and wind and
This is like out of Ready Player One.
Ready Player One is exactly what I thought of when I saw it. So
People are going to misuse this so hard.
it's so bad.
It depends on where the sensitive parts are able to move.
Why are there so many around my growing?
Why are all the heat ones down here?
They knew what they were doing.
I don't understand.
So they're launching it with a VR, which is actually kind of cool because that's where I think this would live at. With the
That's
haptic.
where the
I think that's what
stimulus
I think that's
starts.
what I think that's what VR is missing, is like some sort of haptic feeling.
No, I'm happy with the relationship that I have currently with my computer. I don't need it to get closer.
to go any further.
I want them to fix the walking in VR.
That's impossible. Oh,
Yeah,
mean
like
I'm with
how,
Jarron
how
on
it
that.
feels kind of nauseating a little bit, or
Well,
what do you mean?
like in Ready Player One, how they're on those treadmills that go in every which way.
Omnidirectional?
We need something like that.
So there's actually a really interesting, you'll have to look it up, video from Linus Tech Tips where he goes to a place that's working on an omnidirectional treadmill.
That would be cool.
It's
But
pretty interesting.
It would need to go up and down. You need to
Yeah.
simulate stairs
Right.
also.
That's
So
almost impossible.
So the Tesla suit,
This is no affiliation to like Tesla Motors,
not
right?
that I could find.
False advertising.
But it's an integrated biometric system that gathers real-time data. It can be used to make you feel heavy or light impacts, rain, wind blowing.
I'm really curious how this
Your
works.
yeah.
Because
Anyway, so
if
it
you
says-
want to
it says it
do
re-
rain, you'd have to have like tons of little
Right, or cold.
impacts.
Right, maybe cold.
Cold? How would you do cold?
Did you say that you have to wear it shirtless?
I have no idea how.
Because
it
like
works,
I don't know how you're
but
gonna feel that through your shirt.
The picture of the suit is definitely a render, not a real.
Oh, not a real
not a
picture.
real
Yeah,
picture.
people aren't that attractive in real life.
Yeah, not at all. It reminds me of the suits from the like what I would imagine the suits from Halo, like when the inside suit, not the exosuit, not the armor, but the inside suit.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so but it says it can gather real time data. Sorry, I'm talking kind of far away because I feel really loud.
No, you're fine.
Anyway, but it says it can be used to relay emotional states, stress levels, and key health indicators.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy. Like
I don't want to know that stuff. I drink too
like
many
it. I mean,
drinks.
they're basically saying when they say emotional state and stress levels, they're like, we can detect your blood pressure.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what it
that's,
is.
That's what they're saying they can do.
Yeah,
And your
they're-
heart rate and stuff like
Yeah.
that, which is nothing new. But
I wonder if they could even go as far as maybe the like perspiration level on your skin,
right.
because that would also be an indicator. But
But I would be interested. I mean, the thing about haptic suits, like any type of clothing, is that you kind of have to fit in it.
right,
Like
there's no one size fits all.
Yeah, like-
because it has to be fitted to you.
And
you.
so does it have a wireless connection? Is there wires going into the suit?
I
Is it,
guarantee it's wired. If those headsets are wired, these have to be wired.
yeah, so and so there's got to be something come like supplying power off of it somewhere, right?
Yeah, your body.
Power
They're turning
and
you to
data.
a battery.
Ooh, I'm a Duracell,
Wait a
copper
minute.
top.
Ooh,
That's,
if I press on you right there and right there, do you have a green line that comes up and it shows me how much is left?
Nope, I'll just short out.
Take your shirt off.
That's the Matrix. They're
Yeah.
going to use this as a battery.
Copper top. That's the reference. I didn't get that until I've watched it like 10 times. Listen here, listen here, copper top. What? He has black hair.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, Tesla suit. It just the integration with the integration with the CryEngine VR is kind of the part of that. I haven't followed much on the Tesla suit itself, so I don't know if it's powered, if there's multiple sizes. Like, how is that going to work? They probably haven't addressed that yet. They're just like, look, if you're super fit and want to look like Tom Cruise in a
What?
movie, then you
Yes,
can wear
I
this,
do.
Then you can wear the suit.
Yeah, that's this is still in the conceptual stages. It looks like, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I got something for this.
What?
They have to address that for me to put to address
To get you to dress in
to
it.
To get you to
Yeah.
dress in it. Okay.
Nice one, James.
stuck
Nailed
the
it.
landing.
Well played.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
2 thumbs way up.
Can we talk about something before we switch
No
stories?
comment.
Is Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Is that game worth playing?
I've played like maybe 2 hours of it. It's
'cause
if
that-
you have a lot of time on your hands, then I'd say yeah.
That game is like trying to force its way into my life, like the next person at a buffet's thighs, like pressing into me to get to the taters faster. Like
taters.
I've bought so many things that have the Assassin's Creed Odyssey like free with it.
Wait, so you have copies of the game?
Yeah.
Like a game code.
Well, you might as well play it. It's free. If you already own it.
Everyone I've talked to that's played it, it's taken them like 70 to 80 hours to beat it.
But they've all liked it enough to play it
they've
all the
liked
way
it.
through.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
See, and I like Black Flag,
well, see, that was a good Assassin's Creed game from what I understand.
but I just want Black Flag.
Oh, well, you can always just play it again.
So I can. I want to talk about one of my stories.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to bring up your hard news. No, that's not correct.
We still have game news.
We'll get back to it in just a sec. But
Bah.
this is about the Tesla cars.
Yep.
The Tesla
Ah.
keyless entry chip that
Yep.
this girl.
This week in Dang Karen, we get it. Your hard news.
That's a really long.
I'm gonna do headlines
title.
for my stories now. Makes it
Love
more
it.
personal.
I love it.
All
I
right.
think 100%.
So let's go ahead and click
Dang
on
Karen, we get it.
this. You're hard.
Okay.
So why
let's
is
all
Karen
click
hard
on this
here?
story. Well, if you click on the story, you would see that there is a heavily tattooed woman, which there's nothing wrong with that, but usually it comes with kinks. And this time she likes cutting herself in her arm to implant certain
So
things.
she's a biohacker.
She wants,
Yeah.
Okay.
in a mad dash to try to get closer to her car in ways that only people can dream of. She
Can't lose her
implants
keys, right?
she'll never lose them again until her car
until the
gets into an
battery
accident.
dies.
Or yeah,
Right.
So her name is Amy Double D.
yeah, for obvious reasons.
Oh, I thought it was
And
Karen.
No, YouTuber Amy Double D.
Oh.
Amy DD.
In the world's lamest video that she has on here.
Is it bad?
Yep. She goes. Don't watch it, by the way, if you're not if you don't fancy the gore. But
What?
it
Does she
actually
go to-
Ooh, does it
shows-
show the process?
Yeah. So they
Ooh.
they stab it right there and they shove the chip down inside there, and guess what? Now she won't lose her keys. That's one less thing she's got to worry about,
Until she sells her car.
or until
Or
she
go
gets into an
septic.
accident.
Or go septic.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I feel like Tesla is kind of banking on people never getting rid of their cars anyway, because they talk about how they're maintenance free for life and
To
blah
me,
blah blah.
I just don't understand why she put this in her arm and she just didn't make it like a ring or something.
That would be easier.
Or a bracelet.
Yeah, a bracelet,
It's
something
not
like
even
that.
that big. It's pretty small.
Seems like it's just she did it to say that she did.
Oh yeah,
did,
for sure. That's
you know?
that's totally. I
she
bet why she did it.
Got a lot of press.
But she went to one of those body modification studios that you see people get horns and stuff at. It's very
Oh.
interesting. They go out of their way to like show how clean it is.
It does look like a really nice facility.
I mean-
like she's not going to some back alley
Yeah.
cybernetic biohacker like you do in any of the cyberpunk style games.
Which is disappointing. I was thinking more in terms of like,
disappointing.
what's that one show with Tom Cruise where he
no,
runs
I can't watch
fast?
that.
Minority Report. Like when he gets his eyes all sucked out.
yeah, that kind of thing.
I want to see something like that with a.
Rotting molding sandwich. And
Oh wow, they just
Yeah.
kind of shove that
They
thing
just show
right
it,
up into
right?
her skin.
That's as far as Jarron made it. So I had
Yep.
this but before he tapped out.
That's,
I almost puked in my mouth.
So this raises the question: what piece of tech would you have inserted where in your body?
What piece of tech?
I've heard people. I'll go first. I've heard people inserting
have
like
one.
a little thing in their fingertips
A magnet?
to like
a
actually
magnet. You're
sense
talking about a magnet.
power.
It's a magnet.
Yeah, okay, we get it. You're smart.
Because that one's really cool. They put small
magnet?
neodymium
Magnet.
magnets
Yeah.
in their pinkies usually,
Yeah, and you can feel
and you can feel
current.
power like
Magnetic field.
magnetic fields from electrical movement in wires or
Weird.
basically
To what end?
any type of metal. It's really there's several
Just for
articles
the
out there.
sensation of
Yeah,
it?
but it's almost they count it as kind of like a sixth sense.
Yeah. So no functionality, just
I could see like electricians.
I mean, I guess
doing
if you're
it.
like, if
fun.
you're in the field or you're like, hey, I wonder if that socket's turned on.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I better not stick a fork in there.
But the other crazy thing that I didn't know this until I was reading these articles about it it was probably a year and a half ago. I was reading and I somehow went down that rabbit hole. But
there's a lot of premise to your story right here.
the magnet actually loses its power
Yeah.
after
Magnets
a few
have a
years.
half-life.
I didn't know that.
You can
until I read these
recharge it.
stories. You can recharge the magnet?
Yeah. Do you ever? So not Adam Savage. He's one of the Top Gear guys.
One of the Top Gear guys?
Yeah, I forget what his name is. He has
The British? or the-
James May.
Oh, James May.
He
yeah.
has a YouTube channel, by the way. Go check that out. I forget what it's called, so this is going to be the worst plug. But he actually takes things apart and puts them back together. And I think the first episode is him taking apart like a high-end train model, and in it he has to recharge a magnet.
Huh.
They just have to run it under another magnetic field, right?
But you would have to take it out of your finger to recharge it, right?
I don't know.
Like, would you just put it into like a pencil sharpener where it's like, wee, good to
out
go?
and it's pointy.
Yeah, it's like, well, good to go.
A power bank,
Ooh, smart. So you
like
just
in my
plug it
butt
into
or
your-
something. Yeah,
Into your
How would you
inner
recharge
thigh?
it?
it plug in while I sleep.
Plug in and
it'd
plug
be
out?
The
Yeah.
It'd be the Qi charger in his seat, in his office chair there.
Could
There
you,
you
Could
go.
you put a Bluetooth speaker in as a molar? Would that work? And then you hear like music in your head?
Ooh. In
So
in
wait, are
Finland,
we-
Finland, they're injecting themselves with a little like Apple Pay, like the chip,
credit
Credit card.
RFID chip.
RFID chip, where they can just instead of having to get out
Is
their
that
phone.
powered by anything, or is that just?
It's powered by the field you run it over, so it pulls current from the electromagnetic.
Yeah, so it's
field.
only on when
passive.
you're over the.
So they make
device.
people amiibos,
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
That,
Interesting.
like if I knew somebody was going to do that, and I was some sort of terrorist, and some billionaire is like, "Oh, my financial data's in my hand. What are you going to do?"
Cut
Cut
your
off
hand
his
off.
hand.
I'm going to cut your hand off and
And
go
then
to
you're
the
gonna be
nearest
like,
ATM.
Thomas, you cut off the wrong hand.
Oh, darn. Yeah, very interesting. I think now we're talking like stuff that's currently available, or
Yeah, you can't go into the future.
Oh.
If not, I want to completely. If RimWorld has taught me anything,
which it
and
has.
is-
Obviously,
I knew it was coming to this.
any kind of bionics that you can add, especially glitter tech, it will.
Is glitter
up your
tech one of
stats.
the like
oh yeah,
things they do?
I'd replace
Wait,
everything,
what's
including a spine.
glitter tech?
Glitter tech is like one of the best technology trees that you can subscribe to. in the
It sounds
world.
shiny.
Yeah.
So if it was,
What would you have, Owen?
I'd probably. I don't know. I don't like putting things under my skin.
I would probably go with the.
Robot eyes. That's it. That's
Well,
the one.
robot-
Robot eyes.
I was gonna say I would do the corneal. Is it corneal implant? You
Like
can
the
get
contact
now?
lens
Yeah,
thing?
the implantable like lens, so that you never have to have glasses. And if your prescription changes, they can just swap
Adjust
it out.
it.
See,
They should
one,
be able to
Cut
adjust
your eye
it.
open again and swap it out.
one thing that I think would be kind
No
of
thanks.
interesting
True
is
fact,
be
it
worth
never
it.
heals anyway.
they always talk about like, okay, so like if you have those corneal implants, right, and where it's like you have a HUD attached to you that like pops up next
that
to you.
would
That
be
has,
cool.
That would be cool. But just imagine being the other person in the room that's not you. So it's like
The
it's like
crazy person.
you're just staring up blankly in the corner, just trying to read all
He's
their
disabled.
information. It's like,
What are you looking at? What is there something in my ear?
oh, that's.
Is there something on my head?
Do you think like in the future when we meet each other, that's how it's going to be? It's like, hello, Jarron.
Has all these stats about Jarron. Jarron, 4'11", 120 pounds.
Only half of that's true.
Being like mood, angry.
Mood, angry.
You see the
Currently,
bar
feeling
start to
mad.
low.
Yeah. It's like a little happiness thing, just in like all the sims where their happiness levels go up and down.
Circles the vein on his forehead. Notice vein.
Be aware, caution, vain.
Race,
Vein.
angry leprechaun.
Yes.
Can you imagine he just has a little patch on his arm, or everybody does? It's like administering antidepressant.
Vein receding.
Yes.
Funny. Cool. All right. Well, I believe this brings us to the end of our episode.
Can we talk about what we're playing?
That's next time.
We're going to do that next time.
Okie dokie.
But actually, we have time to do it right now.
Let's do the Galaxy Note 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot. That's pretty timely. We'll finish up with Galaxy Note 10 news. That was about a week ago. Samsung showed off its new Galaxy Note 10s.
Yes, they have
There's
two this time.
this time. I had a conversation with my brother-in-law, who's a huge mobile fanatic. He buys way more phones
Yes, he does.
than anyone could ever use.
Wait. You need to put it in context. What are we talking? Like he buys way more phones. Like what does the average person buy? Do you think once every 2 years?
One phone a year at the most. He buys like 6 phones a year.
Wow. Okay,
So
I was
you have an
thinking
addiction?
one phone a year. See, I'm like a one every 3.
Yeah, I'm a one every 18 months or so.
Okay.
Jarron?
Usually.
One every 2,
Yeah, I'm with you.
probably.
And so he buys a lot of phones for some reason. But so I was complaining to him about the Note 10 versus the Note 10 Plus. So, Jarron, what's the differences between the two? So we have some context here.
Well, besides size and battery life, or battery capacity due to the size.
It's not just a small amount of capacity either, though.
Yeah,
It's 4,300 milliamp hours
versus
versus
like 35.
35, almost 1,000 milliamp hours.
But it is smaller, so it can't pack as much battery.
Okay.
Anyway, so the smaller one has 8 gigs of RAM, which is good. 256 of storage. But the Note 10 Plus has 12 gigs of RAM.
Which is better.
Yeah, and 256 gigs of storage.
Or
you can get 512 gigs of storage.
Bingo. However, also, I don't know if you read this, the Note 10 Plus has a micro SD expansion slot. Mm-hmm. The Note 10 regular does not.
Yep. And
They
the Note
took
10
that-
Plus will have 5G as well.
Yep, and the regular Note 10 will not. Both of them, rest in peace, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
Yep.
Samsung has given up.
As much as they made fun of Apple, they did it themselves
Here they
because
are.
they can't help but follow.
It's true.
That
Just
makes
crazy.
me upset.
It does.
It actually makes me mad at Apple because they are trendsetters.
No, it
And
makes
here
me
we
mad.
are.
It makes me mad at Samsung because they folded.
Yeah, because they definitely could have kept it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't.
They
there's
claimed-
no reason why everyone else couldn't have kept it.
They
and Apple would have
claimed
been the
they
only
get
one.
better battery life. Well, no one was complaining about the battery life of the Note.
I have a Note 9 and my battery life is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
How
it's
much? How long
ridiculous.
does it last right now?
If I were to not charge it, I'd easily get a day and 2/3 out of it, unless I used it a whole ton.
Does anybody here not charge their phone every night?
I do it every night.
I do.
I do every night.
Me too.
So it has a triple camera array on the back.
Do both of those have that, or only
Yeah,
the Note Plus?
I thought both of them did. The front has a hole punch camera, but it's in the center this time instead of to the right, like the S10
Yeah.
and S10 Plus.
Which actually seems to make it less intrusive.
Yeah,
If
I
I look at
like
the-
it better in the center.
If I look at a picture of it, I don't even really notice that the camera's there in the middle.
And of course, since it's a Note, it has a stylus and this huge shaft in the phone to contain the stylus, but it couldn't have a tiny little plug for a headphone.
Exactly.
Should have multitask there.
Yeah.
Headphone jack inside the stylus.
And then you
cord.
take out the stylus,
Yeah.
and then it's a. Oh, that's
there you go.
interesting.
Yeah, but then you'd lose your stylus when you're using it as a
Let's
headphone
start a
jack.
$1 billion
Dang it,
company.
I lost my 20 to stylus.
Maybe
So
the stylus is like the Bluetooth headphone. Jack. You
we
plug
mentioned
into
we
that.
mentioned a few episodes ago that Qualcomm would have the Snapdragon 855 Plus. So I was theorizing that the phones released in the fall would have that. This does not. Kind of a-
regular 855.
yeah, it's a bummer.
Do they have any projected phones when they're going to have that? Yeah. Has there been any news on what
Yeah,
phones will?
the Xiaomi Black Shark gaming phone and also the Asus ROG2
Call
gaming
it the
phone.
Black Shark.
Something like that. Shark Black, I don't know. So those both have it.
Interesting.
Those are the only two I know of off the top of my head, though.
Still waiting for the Pixel 4. I'm going to see what that does.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So it's a typical Samsung phone, though. Great OLED display. The bezels are slimming down, so they're like hardly anything now.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, except for the hole punch
But
camera.
did you notice? Still only 60 hertz. They
Bummer.
They sell
Yeah.
a 90 hertz HDR display to OnePlus, but they don't put it in their own phone.
Really?
That's
they're
who
the
sources.
manufacturer. Oh, that's
who
funny.
sources. That's who OnePlus sources their display from is Samsung.
If you don't care about a camera, don't get this phone. Get like the OnePlus or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. What was the other thing? I swear there was one more thing that there was a difference between the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. It just made me shake my head.
Am I allowed to call anybody a jabroni? Here's the thing: if you're gonna spend the money on this kind of phone, turn your phone to the side when you take a photo, guys. Come on, turn it to the side.
The
Turn to the
horizontal.
side.
You know, I never did that until you.
Turn it to the side.
Really?
I never did that until him, and I accidentally did it once.
Your photos
And
will turn out
And I gave
1,000
him,
times better.
I sent him the photo, and he was like, "Owen, you are brilliant for turning your phone to the side." And I did it completely on accident. But ever since then, I've been like, "Must keep
I
James's praise."
don't remember ever saying that.
No, you
but
don't. Don't
you're
break
welcome.
it. Don't take it away.
So
Don't break it. Don't take it away.
Here's what it was. The pricing. Were you about to talk about the pricing, Jerry?
I was going to talk the resolution.
Okay. Oh, that was the other thing. So let's look at earlier this year, Samsung's S10, S10 Plus. Smaller S10, larger S10 Plus. Same resolution on the screen, right?
I thought so.
I'm pretty sure. Note 10, Note 10 Plus? Nah.
Yeah, the smaller one, 6.3 inch, 2280 by 1080.
Basically, slightly bigger than Full HD.
Yeah, not very good. I mean the iPhone 7, 8 Pluses they had 1080p, but they weren't exactly the leaders in resolution.
Right.
But the Note 10 Plus, 6.8 inch, 3040 by 1440.
So 1440p. And price.
And it looks like the Plus does have a third camera. So
Okay, yeah, so you have a better camera on the Plus. The price, Note 10, regular Note 10, $950 starting price.
It's like $1,000.
Yeah.
Out the door.
And the Note 10
Hurts.
the Note 10 Plus starts at $1,200.
woo!
Which for all you're getting on
That
the
is
Note
crazy.
10 for all you're getting on the Note 10 Plus, I'd say $1,200 is too expensive but not like outrageous looking. Whereas what you're getting for the regular Note 10 for $950, do not waste your money on that. If you're in it that far all the way, get that already, just get the Note 10 Plus for another couple $100.
I wonder what the tipping point is for phone prices going to be. Like, at what point are people going to be like, I literally can't afford to carry this thing
If
in
you,
my pocket?
if you ask me, it's right
too
now.
valuable to
It's-
carry in my pocket
It's
or my
crazy.
purse or
Because look at
replace it every year.
what you can get for $700 if you go to the right manufacturer. OnePlus 7 Pro, $700, and it is a fantastic device. The Asus ROG Phone 2 has 120 hertz OLED screen with HDR capability, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, 855 plus processor, and I think 10 gigs of RAM or something like
crazy.
that. And you can get that for like $650.
So we know there's inflation going on then.
Oh,
like just
big
markup
time.
for the Samsung product,
tax.
right?
Yeah, the Samsung tax, just like the Apple tax.
It's the Samsung tax to fund their gimmicks because now they have. So they had their X. It's
Oh, yeah, the Dex.
uppercase X at the end for some reason. It was a way to use your phone as like a full-on computer if you plugged it into a monitor. They kind of changed that, so now it's just an app if you plug it into your Windows machine or MacBook or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just an app that contains all of your phone apps in there. I don't see why anyone would use this because there's cloud storage and cloud
Yes.
syncing, and it doesn't make sense to me. If you have a laptop, you're already going to have those apps anyway.
For me, it's one of those things where if they had an engineer that could figure it out quick and cheap, sure, throw it in. But if they wasted a lot of man hours and resources on this, why would you?
I would hope not.
Why?
Well, of course, there's got to be a dedicated team just for this. 'cause
I'm sure.
it takes a lot of work.
I'm sure.
And then their stylus has like these air gestures, so you can use it like a wand, magic wand.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
But it's
Expecto
so
Patronus.
gimmicky.
But that's all it is neat. It's
Yeah.
not something you would use a
feet
lot.
Well, let me tell you
yeah.
too. I love the Apple Pencil and everything, but every now and then when I'm drawing, I accidentally activate one of its features, and it's kind of annoying.
you can turn that off.
What?
Yeah. Easy.
You're learning so much.
stuff that I don't know. I just don't want to touch anything.
You're learning so much today.
I want a pizza.
So yeah, if you have the money to throw down on a Note 10 Plus, that might not be a bad option. But do not spend $1,000 on that gimped Note 10.
We should make
But that's why I brought up my brother-in-law, because he said he prefers a smaller phone, and he says that's the one he'd be more interested in. And I was like, you're crazy. Why would you even think about it? And he's like, well, having the Note 10 available doesn't take anything away from the Note 10 Plus. You can still get everything you want from that. And I'm like, yeah, well, just dumb. Because he's
Who
right.
on you, good sir?
Exactly. He's right, though. I mean, they offer two, and it's just more.
No, don't concede.
It's
That's how
more.
you let them win.
It's more options for the consumer, but I can't see any reason why someone would buy the smaller Note 10.
And maybe it's the same thing I was talking about, that middle price tier, that middle price marketing scheme where they say you have this phone for, but we even said it here. If you're
But
going to
there's
spend
more.
that much anyways,
Yeah.
just drop the extra $250
Spend a little extra.
and get the other one.
Yeah.
And maybe they need, because humans at a base level need choice.
That's a very.
We learned that from the Matrix too. That's a second Matrix reference right there today.
Boom. I think you're right, though. I think that might. I don't know if that's the only reason, but I think that's a good reason to drive people to the more expensive one for sure. Because it already worked on me. I wouldn't spend that money on the small one. No way.
Forget the Matrix. Equilibrium.
I don't get it.
It's a movie from
Oh.
back then with Christian Bale.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it didn't have as interesting of a world build as Matrix did.
And their tagline was "Forget the Matrix."
Oh, it was? Jeez. All right. Very cool. Thanks for reaching the end this week. And we are going to wrap what we were motioning at me.
Oh,
for,
well,
Owen.
didn't we need to talk about the BioBidet a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Give, like, an
guys,
update?
Guys,
That's
if
right.
If you're in the market to get your poop cleaned off, we got you.
That is quite the
We're still working on the tagline.
quite the pitch.
I seriously, it's been probably the best gadget I've ever bought, and I know that. And I mean, I can't say I don't want to say it's the most used because that puts way too much information out there about me. But, you know,
What other gadget do you use multiple times a day?
my phone. That's probably it. So it's number two.
But you use it.
Speaking of number two,
And the reason we say this is because BioBidet, if you use the code Gadget Spot on their website, you can get 10% off. That's right.
We're saving you money.
We're saving you money.
And you're welcome.
and I'm telling you, the seat like
cleaning
we
your
got.
tushy.
So we got the BioBidet, the X2 Slim, right, Jaron? That's the
No.
We got the Slim X2,
Slim one.
Slim one.
No.
I thought-
What's it called? Slim Zero. That's it.
Slim Zero. You're right. And it has been fantastic for my household to the point where I just got back from vacation and I was really, really glad to be home.
Indeed. They're not sponsoring us or anything, but we're kind of I don't know. I don't know what to call it.
We have an affiliate code.
Yeah,
If you
affiliate code.
if you're gonna decide if you decide you want to buy a bidet and you want to go with BioBidet, just use our affiliate code Gadget Spot. Save 10%.
All lowercase, one word, Gadget Spot.
And cure racism.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. So that is the end. We're going to head out now and record another episode for you for next week. You're going to love it. It's going to be so good, I think.
It's so good to show.
Owen, why don't you take us out?
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.